Hello students. Now we will start up with the foreign trade policy. That is very important policy introduced during the period of 1950 to 1990, and that was inward looking policy. The focus was adopting import substitution. That means more and more production of domestic goods in replacing the import of goods. So it had three phases. First one was focused on the consumer goods. That means, first of all, industries were supposed to produce more and more consumer goods domestically rather than importing the goods from other countries. The second phase then covered the capital goods. That means those goods, capital goods, that is machines and all, which we were importing, was started producing domestically. In the third phase, the focus was on reduction in the dependence on foreign technology. So these was the three phases. I mean, in the import substitution, or you can say inward looking policy, was approaching in a phased manner to remove their dependence on foreign country and making the country a self-reliant. Now, what was the reason behind opting this policy? First of all, the country wanted to save foreign exchange. Second was building a strong industrial base on its own. That means dependence on other country um, has to be removed, and industrial base need to be prepared so that we can develop industrially. Third one was increase in employment. That is, if more industries will be established, more employment can be generated. Last is the main focus was due to the self-reliance, the objective of 5-year plan that you have already studied. So to make the country a self-reliant country. Now, what was the impact of this policy? It had both positive as well as negative impact. Positive impact means it protected the domestic industries from the foreign competition, thus gave an very, very congenial environment, very, very encouraging environment for the domestic industries to flourish. And second one was, that is, saved foreign exchange. It saved to some extent the foreign exchange for our country. And next is countries' import of manufactured goods reduced to a great extent. That means we were now manufacturing the goods on our own rather than depending on other countries. Apart from this, there was a negative aspect, and that was more prominent, and that is, first of all, protection and unnecessary protection of domestic industries led to inefficient public enterprises. That means the public enterprises were not able to efficiently work, and they were not able to manage their expenses, so they become an economic burden on the economy. Next is quality compromise was there, that because of lack of competition, the domestic producers were not able to maintain the quality of the product, and thus they failed to meet the international standards of quality product. Uh, Last but not the least, that is, it failed to create a strong export sector. That means export promotion aspect was ignored, did not focus on the quality of the product, and thus the exports were not able to increase because Indian products failed on the quality grounds. Now, next topic is problems of Indian foreign trade. So the problem included, first of all, it increased the trade deficits. That means we were importing more even now, and exports were very, very low. So we had to pay more for our imports, due to which there was a foreign exchange crisis because we had to make the payment in their currency itself. Balance of trade was also adverse. That means more imports, less exports. So we were importing still more goods. So there was a balance of trade position. Prices kept on increasing because of that, because of lack of competition, because of lack of increase in the efficiency, the productivity decreased, and thus the prices kept on rising. And due to the trade deficits and lack of uh, favorable balance of trade, the debt burden, that means whatever payment we had to make it to the other countries, for that we had to take the loan, and the debt burden kept on increasing. So, in nutshell, I can say that there was a gradual improvement in the economic conditions of the country. The private primary sector improved, the secondary sector improved, and the service sector also improved, but it failed to meet the desired targets which were laid on the 5-year plans. In nutshell, the sectoral composition of GDP, if you look upon, in the 1950-51, agriculture sector was dominating, followed by industrial sector, and then it was the service sector. It was a service sector, and then it was the industrial sector. Later on, by the end of 1516, you can see with the help of this diagram and table, there was a drastic change. Now it is the service sector which is dominating. So that means the Indian economy has changed from an agricultural economy to a developing economy. I mean, our share from the agriculture sector gradually decreased, but still more to do, more to achieve, more growth rate is expected. On the other hand, there was a change in the occupational structure also. So the table is reflecting how primary sector was contributing employment to 72.1% in 1950-51, has decreased by 42.7% in 2015-16. This share even shows that agriculture sector still dominates in providing employment to the people. So this has to be changed so that the dependence on agriculture or for the employment purposes can be reduced. That's all for today. Thank you.